We're giving our top 3 franchises that need to end. This is Talk Punch. Thank you so much to both our audio podcast listeners and our YouTube viewers for joining us. I'm Brody. I'm joined as always by Tudong Dylan.
Hey!
And the man of 1,000 nicknames, Charlie Hickman.
Hey, guys.
Well, if at any point you like what you hear and you want to hear more, we do have a Patreon where you can get exclusive content about topics that you won't see on the main channel, such as mailbags, behind the scenes, and special lists. You can find more information on that in the description below. And if you haven't already, we would love it if you liked and subscribed and hit that notification bell so you can come back here every Wednesday to hang out with us and have some fun. So we do have a top 3, but before we get into the top 3, we need to address something. So I am going to just do a quick jump over here.
Jump to the right.
We just got to watch this real quick, okay?
I wish it was a hose.
Yeah.
So we'll two likes on the video and we'll recreate it.
Yes.
Wow, that's not very many. Okay.
If we get 10 likes, I'll stop saying GIF.
All right, Charlie, you said that, and you may notice there are 11 likes on that video.
Oh.
And it has been brought up in the comments, particularly by Rob over at Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that there were more than 10 likes, which means you can no longer say GIF.
I don't recall Charlie signing anything. Just
now,
Dylan,
I will absolutely keep to my word as soon as Brody recreates the kissing scenes that require only 2 likes. He has not, to my knowledge, unless he's been working behind the scenes, has not recreated a single romantic kiss with his lovely bride or anyone else that he so chooses to kiss with. So if you would like GIF to no longer be in my vocabulary and me to say GIF with the hard G or jife if you prefer,
yes,
I'm all about the jife or the GIF life, but I want to see some GIFs recreated with the kiss. So Brody, get smooching. Let's go.
How does this fall on me? Why is it on
you
me?
said it too. Why did you include that, bro? None of us would have remembered it if you didn't include it in the clip.
Oh, Charlie would have. I wanted to give a little like lead in to Charlie saying something that he was going to do. He expressly said,
Rob,
if we get
just for you, I will for the short term, I will be retiring GIF in a jiffy. It will be retired. We will not talk about Jiffy peanut butter. I will not use the word Jiffy to reference being in a hurry. I will not talk about Jiffy lube for oil changes. I will no longer say the word GIF. It is officially expunged from my vocabulary, unless after about a month's time, Brody has not recreated a single one of those delightful romantic kisses, in which case GIF's coming back with a vengeance.
Yes.
Until then, the gift that I'm giving to you, Rob, is that I will say GIF.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. Well, get ready, Amy.
Rob. Let's hope it doesn't turn. Yeah.
Hey.
Don't turn Rob's gift into a red wedding, and we're gonna poor Rob. It's gonna be like a real stark contrast when he hears how many times I jiff it up after you don't follow your end of the bargain.
Also, I'm
actual
drinking
measure of time, by the way. It's a very like 1,000th of a second is a GIF.
I'm drinking
Not anymore.
Oreo Coca-Cola. I don't normally drink soda, but my smoking hot wife got me Oreo Coca-Cola because she knows I love Oreos. It's actually not bad.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Does it taste like you're dipping an Oreo into Coke?
It kind of has the Oreo wafer kind of flavor to it.
Okay.
I don't get as much
like
of like
chocolate?
the cream, but like the chocolate. Yeah, the chocolate wafer.
Give me the cream.
What about a cream soda then? Maybe we need to get like an Oreo Coke cream.
Maybe.
All right.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into our top 3 franchises that just need to end.
Yeah.
I don't remember what order we are doing, so it's going to be a surprise.
All right.
There's that doggone fade again. Doggone fade. Get out of here. I put a stinger on you.
Hey,
You're
we
supposed to
love
put a
you,
stinger.
Faye.
Love a good fade.
Okay. I think.
Let's just put it up. Let's see whose it is. We can own it.
Okay. All right. It's Dylan. Dylan.
Alien needs to stop.
I disagree.
I don't care what anybody says. Fine.
I disagree.
The first one that Ridley Scott did, fine. That's fine. He needed to stop way after that. He needed to stop. They should have stopped after the second one, after Aliens. And that was it. They should have stopped right after that because they don't know what they're doing. They had a very good sequel that they were going to do, but for some reason, Prometheus and whatever they did right after that,
Alien Covenant.
Ridley Scott had to screw everything up by giving us a proper part 3 to Aliens, and it has been nothing but downhill since. I don't care. They are aliens. That's great. We understand that there's aliens. We don't need any more. I don't care that this last one came out and did well. That was see, I saw the trailer for it, and when I was watching for it, people next to me were like, "These are the dumbest looking. These are the dumbest. What are they doing going to this thing?" And they're going to just let loose an alien, a bunch of idiots playing Scooby-Doo, going in there, and they're like, "Hey, we got aliens. Let's walk over and let's just put a face over to the face huggers." That's what they were doing. Everything Ridley Scott. And now he's doing Gladiator 2. Unbelievable. I hope it flops. I can't wait to see it flop. And
We're not talking about Gladiator.
single.
We're not talking about Gladiator.
And it's not a franchise. It's not a franchise. Ridley Scott needs to quit it already. Whatever bloom that was on his rose has died.
Oh, come on. No,
You're going to watch Gladiator 2, bro. You're going to watch Gladiator 2? Really? In the theaters? In the theaters?
I don't know about
Unbelievable.
theaters. I don't know about theaters.
Ridley Scott, if he did know how to make movies, has completely forgotten. I don't know what he is thinking. He's like, well, I'll just go and do some more aliens. Forget the fact that there's actually people who care about this franchise and
Like
want it to
me.
do well.
Like me, I care about it. I liked Prometheus. I liked Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
3 and especially Resurrection. Resurrection was bad. Charlie.
The very talented Noah Hawley is writing an alien television show, and I'm very excited about it. If you have watched Fargo, Fargo is it's just fantastic television. I think he's a very talented writer. I even enjoyed Legion, which he
Legion.
did.
I like Legion a lot.
And then he's also going to be the new Star. He's writing and going to direct the new Star Trek. Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Put me in a cave somewhere. But so I look. I don't know if you guys are counting TV. I included the idea of TV shows in my process for this.
Oh, okay.
So different births of it. And if a franchise had an interesting arc for television, I did not put it on my list. So I'm excited about this Alien TV show, largely just because of who's writing it. So this one didn't make my cut. But if you just told me that Ridley Scott was going to make Alien movies forever, then I would say let's let it die.
Please let it die.
Come on.
Please.
I still like the aliens.
He, for some reason, I can't remember if it was Prometheus or if it was Alien Covenant, but he stopped a very good, like Michael Biehn was going to be in it, Sigourney Weaver was going to be it. They were happy to be in it. They're like, this seems great.
Yeah, there was the Neil Blomkamp movie that was going to come out.
Yeah,
and was overlapping with Prometheus.
He had to go in and he had to make an aliens movie without any aliens. In fact, he didn't want to have any aliens.
It was in the alien. It was in there. It was in there.
It feels like he wanted to ruin the franchise. And then he did. I don't care about seeing 1, 2, 3, however many Michael Fassbenders you have blowing on whoever's flute they are. I did not care. How do you have 2 Michael Fassbenders blowing on each other's flutes and somehow make it stupid and boring? Unbelievable.
Oh, I disagree.
That's okay. I understand this is a hot take, bro, but he has made a joke out of this franchise.
Oh, I still like it. I'm going to see the new one when it comes on to streaming because it looks too scary to see in theaters. That's just me. You can make fun of me. That's fine. Looks too
I
scary.
will not make fun of you, bro.
Too
I
scary.
think it's very cute. And every time you say it's scary, I respect it. It's very cute.
All right. I think I'm next. I think I am. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So mine is Terminator. The Terminator franchise. Okay. This franchise is 40 years old. We have had 6 movies. We've had 2 TV shows. We've tried the prequel bit. Yeah, there was like a new one that like the anime one that just came out this year.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We've tried the prequel bit with Salvation. We tried the reboot thing with Dark Fate. They have tried everything. They have tried to bring James Cameron kind of back in to get involved. He hasn't directed anything, but he was involved with Dark Fate in some capacity, but nothing's working. Nothing. It's time to let the Terminator franchise go. There was rumors like a couple years ago that this thing was just like dead, that the rights were in limbo or something like that. They didn't know who owned it, and it was just they were done. And then somehow it came back, but they need to just let this franchise go. It's not working. It's like we had a great story, right? And then they just kind of kept making the same thing over and over again of we need to change the future. We need to change. We're going to go back in the past to change the future. And you can only do that so many times. And they just kept getting worse. Terminator 2, amazing movie. One of my favorite of all time.
Amazing movie.
But,
amazing.
Man, after that, just nosedive, man. Nosedive.
Genesis, they went back in time and then they went forward in time, but not into the future, into the present.
Yeah.
There are a lot of bad Terminator movies, but I'm gonna disagree with you on 2 points. Number one, the Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles TV show was really good. It shouldn't have been canceled. It was good. It was enjoyable. I liked it.
Yes.
And number 2, the Terminator Zero anime, fantastic.
I haven't watched.
It's beautiful.
I think it's on Netflix,
it's really good.
Right?
It's on Netflix.
See,
if you haven't seen
Netflix.
it and anime interests you at all, watch it. If you don't like anime, then maybe it's not for you. But it is like even got a little leans into a little bit of the horror element. It's good. It's enjoyable. It's a good watch, and it's kind of a nice fresh take.
Do you think kids could watch the anime?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No. You don't show your youngins. Or you watch it first and get a feel, but it is TVMA for a reason.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good to know.
It's
My daughter's already seen it.
The old. It's good.
Yeah,
it's worth watching. Well, at least watch a trailer. It's kind of a cool take.
Yeah,
the movie's bad.
That.
Movie's bad.
I haven't seen that, and I think I watched a couple episodes of the Sarah Connor Chronicles, but then dropped off for whatever reason, and then it got canceled, and I just never revisited.
It did get canceled. Got canceled early.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movies are bad. So that's just I want to throw my sense. You guys don't like anime or animated things in general.
I
know you guys. You guys hated X-Men '97 because it was cartoons. You said.
Oh, hey, watch your mouth.
That wasn't even anime. It was animated, but it was not
animated. I know you like Animaniacs. So, but
yeah,
this was good. This was good. Might change your mind on on killing the franchise as a whole, but yeah, they can stop making movies. That's fine.
All right, Charlie, what's your number 3?
Well, so I disagree with both to some extent with both of yours, and I expect pushback probably on all 3 of mine from you guys. So
man.
Let's start with number 3, which let's just get it out of the way. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Oh no!
I am so tired of Avatar. We're only 2 movies into like a 5-movie man. I cannot stand this franchise. It is like so just like benign and like just boring and badly written. The plots are like so ho-hum. They're beautiful. And that's maybe what frustrates me more than anything. Like James Cameron is doing these technological advancements and making like working just all the tech stuff. And he could be putting that and pairing it with like wonderful scripts that like are interesting and innovative, and instead it's like interesting and innovative visuals with like a story that we're all like kind of meh about. No, this is no one's favorite franchise. This is no one's favorite movie. I apologize. Maybe there's like one Avatar. This is gonna find its way into like whatever corner of the internet the Avatar people are in. But this is like the kind of thing that people go and see and they're like, wow, cool. And then they go home and they never think about it again. They don't know what year it came out. They can't name the cast members. They don't have arguments online about what's better, Avatar or Star Wars or Avatar or Star Trek. They just kind of forget that it exists. No one gets mad when you insult it. It's kind of like, yeah, it's just kind of like there. It's kind of, it's like a homemade grilled cheese sandwich with like mediocre cheese. It's like just kind of like, it's fine. It's like it's no one's favorite food, but it's like non-offensive lunch. It's like, sure, I'll eat a grilled cheese. It's not like, it's fine. Like the grilled cheese people are gonna be mad at me now too. I don't want to offend the grilled cheese lobby, because the grilled cheese can be fantastic. When I make a grilled cheese on like average bread, you're gonna go, wow, that is an acceptable lunch. That is just enough to qualify as lunch.
Who leads this? What's the name of the guy who leads this? Sam something?
Sam Worthington.
Who knows?
Sam Worthington.
I think it's Whitmore.
I cannot believe that he somehow scraped together a career off of both failures of Avatar. Well, I shouldn't say
he
failure.
Wasn't Terminator. Terminator Salvation, baby.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He was horrible in it. He was horrible in it. When he gets out of whatever he was like cooped up in, and he's covered in somehow gelatinous mud, and he looks up and he screams. I've never been like, I was like, is he joking? Is he kidding?
Are you talking about Terminator or Avatar?
Terminator's Salvation. He was in that. Terminator, and he comes out, and every time,
Dylan's never talking about the movie that we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll never talk about Avatar. He was terrible in Avatar. He was terrible in Terminator. He's terrible in everything he's ever in.
The fifth one's like slated to come out in like 2032. That's like a made up year. It's not even a real thing. Michelle Yeoh joined the cast. That's exciting. Look forward to that in 2029 when the fourth one comes out. Are you kidding me? Like, these are so spaced out. You're going to be a decade older when you watch the fourth one than you were when you watched the second one. After you were a decade older when you watched the second one than when you watched the first one. This is like spanning your entire lifetime. I'm not even sure James Cameron's going to be alive when the fifth one is finally released.
He was so good. He was so good. Aliens, Terminator 2, like True Lies, all these things were so well written. What happened?
I like the Avatar franchise. I like
it. And yet
it.
you're not arguing with what we're saying. You're not arguing one bit. All your argument is I like it. That's your argument.
I enjoy it. It's fun. I watch it with my kids.
You enjoy it. Visuals? You enjoy the dialogue? You enjoy the characters?
Avatar 2 twice in theaters. 2 times.
For the plot? For the script? Because you really enjoyed the story?
There was this amazing part where a guy gets his arm pinned up against a gun with this big cable, and then one of the big animals pulls it, and you see his arm go flying. Oh, it was so great. I laughed.
You're thinking Total Recall, bro. That's Total Recall.
No. Avatar 2. Avatar 2.
Avatar is essentially like the Fast and the Furious franchise for people who like to feast visually in movies. Like, just it's like eye candy for like the movie nerd who likes, and I say that with love because I am a movie nerd. We're here talking about movies on a podcast. It doesn't get nerdier than that. But like, it's just, that's like all it's like surface with no substance. And it just like, as far as if you, and you said I had to pick franchises to kill. So I'm killing one that I could just, that the whole world will forget it exists by the time the next movie comes out anyway.
It's true.
All right. And then it'll come out and it'll break all the records. Just like they always do. It's not going to
break. The last one did not break all the records. It did well, don't get me wrong, but it didn't break all the records.
Broke a lot of records. All right. Moving on to number 2.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, nice. That's me. Interestingly enough, my number 2 happens to coincide with Broad's, and that is also the Terminator. Why? Because they screwed this. The whole thing was so cool. People don't give a lot of love. Part 2 is, yes, it is a classic, but part 1 is a classic also. Part 1 is like a horror adjacent one. Like, this is also a classic, and the depths that it's gone to, and they paid James Cameron to be like, hey, just tell people that it's great, and he'll be like, all right, yeah, it's great. I've seen it, I'm sure, sometime or another while I was underwater with Titanic and the Avatars or whatever. But it's fine. Dark Fate is fine. Linda Hamilton's in it. They tried bringing her back, and guess what? It's the funniest thing is, I couldn't believe it. She said, I'm glad it didn't do well because I don't want to have to do this again. And I'm like, wow. Wow.
Oh, man.
So, my number 2 is Terminator. It should stop in movie form. That's what I thought we were just talking about. And I cannot say about the TV form. They want to keep going anime style. Great. Just come on. Just quit it already.
Yep. It's true. It's true.
No more sequels. No more reboots. Do something else. It's fine. It's fine.
Time to let it go. Let it go.
Time to let it go. Mm-hmm.
All right. My number 2. I'm trying to think of what my number. Oh, I remember what my number 2 is. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
It's The Matrix. It's The Matrix. The first one came out in 1999. This thing is 25 years old. 4 movies, 2 direct-to-video movies. So I wish that this was just a standalone. I wish they didn't even make a second.
Yeah.
This would have gone down in like history books of one of the greatest movies. But then they started coming out with 2, and then they came out with 3. Nobody was like over the moon about them. And then they came out with 4 for whatever reason. And I remember we had Talk Talk Punch going when the trailer dropped.
Yeah.
And we did a trailer reaction to it. And I remember watching it and being like, who's asking for this? And I was kind of down on the trailer. And it is, the last time I checked, our most thumbed down video. Because people were so upset that I was not over the moon about this trailer. And then it goes on to bomb massively. It made $159 million with $190 million budget.
Oh, jeez.
The Times called it another truly horrible sequel. They gave it a 1-star review. Like, it's just not great. They just need to let this one go. They should have let it go 22 years ago.
25.
Well, after the first one.
In another timeline, they stopped at 1, and we're like, wow, we'd love to see what happened.
I would so much rather.
Give us a poll through timelines. We can be like, no.
You're not excited about the 5th one that's coming?
Are they really making a 5th one?
They are. It is, as far as I understand it, in development. The Wachowskis will not be directing, but I believe Lana's doing like overseeing some things with the production. As maybe just, I guess, as a producer, I guess is how that would work.
But like the last one lost so much money. It's Warner Brothers. It's a Warner Brothers movie. Warner Brothers is constantly like dropping things or canceling things after they've been made. And they make a giant movie and then it does horribly and loses them money. And for some reason they're like, green light the next one.
Let's do another. Yeah.
That's silly.
It's close enough.
That's silly. I love the first one. I wish there was only a first one, but they need to.
I think this would make an excellent TV show, and just like reboot the franchise and just, a guy going about his day, and you slow play the revelation of of the Matrix, and you get a Lawrence Fishburne, like someone who can mimic the coolness of Lawrence Fishburne in there. You get a Keanu Reeves type. You get the
coolness of Lawrence Fishburne.
That's fair. But there's a lot of great young actors out there.
Yeah.
You slow play it. You get like all the reveals. You delay it over a couple of seasons. You deal with the sequel stuff if the show takes off. Maybe a fun TV show. It's not going to happen, but
maybe.
But I've been in a TV show. Yeah.
All right, Charlie, what's your number 2?
All right, Broden. If you didn't like my first one,
ruffle?
Get ready to hate this one.
Oh,
you picked this list. All right, my number 2 here. There's another movie coming out with some more, I'm sure, more endless, soulless sequels in our future, and that is the Transformers.
Yes. Those
They can make
movies
it good.
are
They can make them
shockingly-
good.
They can't make them good, bro.
They
There's like
can.
8 tries to make it good.
None of them
Oh.
are.
I know you and I
None of them.
our opinions of the franchise and the work that has been done so far, it diverges. It's incredible. What a remarkable amount of movies and television shows that have been made to sell toys.
It's true.
What
It's
it
true.
is
Absolutely
truly
true.
a testament to capitalist America that they were able to just say, hey, we built these toys. Let's just get people to keep buying them. And generations later, we're still talking about it. And now Transformer, G.I. Joe, possible like team up. I can't.
Bring it on.
When I read that and heard about it, I injured my eyes rolling them so hard. There's just never been anything in the future of
It's
cinema that I'm less
video because
excited
I
for
think I mentioned
than
that
like
in an episode.
Transformer G.I. Joe crossover. Oh my gosh. I don't all the joy of my youth that had like that all the goodwill of Transformer, it's dead. That inner child that loved that still has an Optimus Prime and several other Transformers in his garage. That child is dead. It no longer exists. I do not want to see Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime in the new animated film that looks terrible. I do not want to see any more live action movies. I do not want to see Michael Bay ever do a movie ever again, let alone another Transformers. Is it possible that someday someone's going to come along and just make a Transformers movie that's so good that I'm going to have to eat my words? You know what?
Yes.
Great. If that happens, like with any of the ones on this list, if something is so good that we have to apologize for our take here, that's great, because then the world is receiving something that's just truly wonderful. But I just can't imagine that ever happening with Transformers. It's done. It's run its course. Like, just if you want to make a giant robot movie, make a giant robot movie. Let's get some new blood in there. Let's get some new characters. Let's get a new planet.
Hey, let's get Zack Snyder to direct a Transformers movie. The only way this franchise could get any dumber would be to bring in Zack Snyder. Bring him in.
Watch the 300, but like
franchises
with Autobots.
All of his franchises have been killed. They've been killed by him himself. I can't believe.
Why are we talking about Zack Snyder?
I have no idea.
This is amazing. You take great right turns, Dylan.
I know, thank you. I was thinking I was going to put his on the list, but he's destroyed them already. I was like, yeah, DCEU, it's already destroyed. I don't need to do that.
I enjoyed Bumblebee and I enjoyed the Rise of the Beasts. I liked those two. Yes, if we didn't have Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts, we were still in the Michael Bay stuff, then yes, I would agree with this. Because the Michael Bay stuff got pretty bad. Started pretty bad, just got worse. How about that? But the newer stuff, the Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts, I actually enjoyed. I enjoyed them.
We disagree there, and that's okay.
Boy, this is like I think this might be the most that we've ever disagreed with, like between the three of us.
Don't worry, I'm going to make Dylan mad with my number one. So,
I can't wait to see.
Unless I get there first.
Well, what's your?
It might
number
shock
one?
you.
My number one. I have a very interesting past with this particular movie franchise. Go ahead and throw it up, Brody. It is, in fact, The Fast and the Furious. Now, when I first saw The Fast and Furious, I saw this first movie, and I could not believe. I was like, well, Vin Diesel's kind of cool, but this is a really stupid movie. I mean, this is shocking, and it's basically Point Break. It's a terrible remake of Point Break, so I was veered away from this franchise. But then Part 5 came out, and I thought, The Rock versus Vin Diesel? That's interesting. And I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I got involved. I was like, this is so stupid. Vin Diesel's sitting there blocking like they had like a crowbar, and they try to hit him with it. He blocks it with his arm, and I'm like, his arm's broken, right? No, he somehow is okay. He breaks through he was handcuffed. He just breaks right through him. No problem. And I'm just like, are they kidding? It's just they're getting okay. All right, I'm getting into it. It became a heist movie. Fine. And then Part 6, I was like, also ridiculous. Part 7 was touching, but then Part 8, I was like, let's see how they do this. And they just didn't. Part 8 was so bad, and then Part 9 was even worse. And then I saw Part 10, and I'm like, oh, jeez, just stop that. Now we're going to come up with 3 more. And I'm like, 3? They were going to end it at 10, and now they're like, well, we're going to end it at 10 because we have 2 different parts to part 10. And I'm like, they should stop. Nobody cares at this point. It's gone downhill, and that is it. I was in there for part 5, 6, and 7, and I was floored with how they handled 8, 9, and 10. And by the way, Justin Lin, who did most of a lot of these movies, except for 8 and 9, he was going to come back for 10, but he couldn't handle the stupidity of Vin Diesel for it. So he's like, forget it. This movie, I thought it was terrible in the beginning, and then it continued going, and they just flushed it down the toilet again. And they're like, yeah, let's keep going more. And I'm like, just quit it already. You got 10. You don't need any more. And then it's a cliffhanger, and nobody cares. It's fine.
Yeah, that's a lot of movies. I haven't seen any since the second one.
The second one?
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's a stupid movie. I went back and I saw it. I'm like, all right, I guess.
Although we did have a Fast and Furious chase scene in our ranking of chase scenes, and that looked really cool.
Part 5.
That made me want to watch it.
With the Rock. Did you see it? Did you see it with the Rock? You were like, I got to see these other ones, and I'm like, no, you don't, dude. No, you don't. No. I saw the first one. And I didn't watch any, and I went back and I saw 5, and I'm like, I didn't have to revisit anything. It's fine.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough to disagree with you, so I guess I will agree with you that this should be let go. Also, we don't have Paul Walker anymore. I know they just kind of kept going after that, but
a lot of people said ended on a high note. Part 7 made more than basically all the others, and it hasn't been the same since. Who would have thought?
It is pretty remarkable that they were able to make a decent movie with the first one and then kind of downgraded with the second. And then the third one was just so far out there. And then they really resurrected the whole franchise. It's pretty remarkable.
Came back with 4. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. And then they brought back then when The Rock was when he was franchised Viagra, they brought it in, and I was like, I'm in. This is ridiculous. Let's do this. That's what they called him. They called him franchise Viagra. And I agreed. I was like, yes, come on, let's see. And then part 7, I was like, all right, this is fine. This is enough. And then 8, I was like, yeah, let's see. What the heck is this? What are they doing? What's going on? And it's just ridiculous at this point.
There you go.
8, 9, 10, terrible. Quit the franchise. Charlie, you haven't said anything about it so far.
Maybe this is Charlie's number 1. I don't know.
I thought
it's not my number 1. I haven't seen enough to like. I felt like I haven't seen enough to talk about it eloquently. The only Fast and Furious movie I've seen from start to finish is Tokyo Drift on an airplane. So I feel I'll just smile and nod and agree with you guys. But if you guys get a couple of things, it goes away.
And you see part 5, that'll do you. It's fun. It's exciting. It's stupid, and you're like, it's a heist. Okay.
It does seem like what you see is what you get kind of franchise. So you know what you're getting going in, and if that's what you're looking for, then more power to you.
All right.
What's your number 1, bro?
So let's offend
more people.
My number 1 was the reason that I brought this list up was because of this franchise, and that's The Crow. Because I
agree with this 1,000%.
We just got a new Crow movie, and guess what? It's not doing well. Shocker! I mean, so the first one came out in 1995. So it's a 29-year-old franchise. We've had 5 movies and 1 TV show.
94.
Was this 94? Oh,
yeah.
So then it's a 30.
93 and then 94.
It's a 30-year-old franchise. We've had 5 movies, with the latest one being a reboot of the original one. We had 1 TV show, and I know that Rotten Tomatoes is not the end-all be-all of quality, but let me just go through the franchise for Rotten Tomatoes. So the first one, 84%. Okay, that's good. I believe these are critic. I love the first one. I think it's an amazing movie. And so obviously they're going to say like, oh, green light a sequel. Then the sequel comes out, 11%. Okay. I didn't like the sequel. And then the third one comes out, and that's the one with
Edward
Kirsten
Furlong.
Dunst. And that
And Edward
has
Furlong.
no. Edward Furlong was the fourth one.
Oh jeez.
The one with Kirsten Dunst was the third one, and that's 18%. So it slightly went up. And then for whatever reason, they made a fourth one with Edward Furlong, Tara Reid, David Boreanaz, that has a 0%. A 0% good.
We have to watch it. We have to find it. We have to watch it.
This movie. While I was doing this, I was like, I need to watch the trailer. I know that this movie exists. I've seen it. I don't think I've ever seen the trailer. I watched the trailer. Oh my gosh, it looks like a made for TV movie. It looks so bad. And so then some time goes by and they say, okay, let's try again with The Crow. And it's like, oh my gosh, just stop. And now this new one isn't doing good. It's at a 23% right now. It's not making money. I've not heard good things. I don't know why they keep wanting to make these movies. Just let the first one be, man. It's so frustrating. I remember when the Jason Momoa one was in development for years and years, and it's like, why are
Bradley
you
Cooper
doing
was
this?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. The franchise needs to end though. It needs to end. There we go.
Very much so. Highly agree.
You guys had pretty good choices there for your number one. Can't argue with either of you.
Oh no, what's Charlie gonna say? Charlie's gonna say Batman or something.
So yeah, I'm so done with the origin story of Batman, and I just don't need any more Joker movies. So for my number one, I've just said all the MCU and the DCU. We just need to stop. No more. No, I'm just kidding. Of course I didn't pick that. Nothing that controversial. You can put my number one up. I think it's time. It's time to retire James Bond.
You think so?
I could see that.
I think that this is a character that was written for a time that no longer exists, from an era that is just kind of done. This was an exciting thing to watch back when studios were looking for properties like this to kind of essentially have these superhero figures that existed under their own IP. And they could go out there and do this. There's better spy movies that exist now.
Yeah.
The Mission Impossible franchise is a far better franchise, more enjoyable. I just don't know what this brings to the table anymore. And aside from just like this kind of archaic archetype of a character that in order to like fit into 2024, you're going to have to see a lot of changes and adjustments. And at that point, it's just not James Bond anymore. And you might as well just make a different spy genre. Movies are great. I'm glad it existed. Characters, the Fleming novel's fantastic. I'm glad it existed. It's a nice footnote in cinematic history, but I think it's just time to say goodbye, because I just feel like whatever comes next, and you already saw this to some extent with like the Daniel Craig ones. It's just it's gonna be different, and it's just really not going to be a James Bond franchise at that point. So let's just embrace that. Let's create some new IP, and let's do some new things. And then we don't have to like have that fighting online. I mean, the casting things like in your imagination used to be fun, and it's really not anymore. People just the vitriol of like people online. If you suggest certain changes to the character or certain adjustments, like to it just people get really angry. It just at some point like let's create a new character so that there's not this preconceived idea of who they have to be and a story that kind of has to exist already. So this isn't so much like the franchise is bad. It's just I just don't know it's not doing anything new or exciting anymore, and it's not really serving like it's not like there's this need. Oh no! And I even thought like, okay, well, what if they did a TV show? But there's already great. Look, if you guys want a spy TV show, watch Slow Horses on Apple. It is fantastic. It is some of the best like spycraft television that you are going to see. Gary Oldman is phenomenal. There's like 4 seasons of it. The 5th season coming out. Go enjoy that. That's great. There, you go watch, on Amazon. There's like a dozen little, spy shows. Some better than others. There's other properties are doing what this franchise set out to do already. Yeah. I just don't know that there's anything left for it to do. So I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I think I'm kind of ready to say goodbye and just, and let it be something that we can talk about your favorite James Bond movies and just retire the character. I think what a way to go out. Daniel Craig was great. Seal it up.
When this popped up on the screen, I wanted to disagree with it so much. And I'm like, no, but I think you might be right. It's I'm having a hard time disagreeing.
I'll say this: when Daniel Craig said that he would prefer to cut his wrists and play James Bond again, when he said that, I was like, you know what? I would rather watch him slit his wrist than watch him James Bond again.
But then he came back for another one after that.
Yeah, he did. Wow, they gave him money, and then he came and did it. Wow, thank you. You're lucky this isn't a Patreon thing, bro, because I was a split second. I was like, it's gonna be Talk Punch After Dark here. I didn't care didn't care for his take after a while at all. I'm like, screw this, screw you. You don't like doing James Bond, you're not doing me any favors. Sit there and like you're doing us a favor from playing James Bond again.
Yeah.
All right. No, I think that's a good pick, Charlie. Good pick, Charlie. This is a good list.
That's a very good pick. Excellent.
You guys want to talk about some?
None of your guys' choices.
You want to talk about some just misses?
I know that I had some.
Yeah.
What did I think about putting on? Oh, shoot.
Well, while you're thinking of yours, let me throw out a couple.
I was thinking.
I almost put Pirates on the list, but I didn't want to put anything on the list that I wasn't sure was going to actually have another movie. I know there's like Bruckheimer's in talks of rebooting it, and then there was supposed to be like a Margot Robbie one as well, but nothing's like there's traction to an extent, but nothing's like serious. But I think I could do without a Pirates movie. And then Jurassic Park. I think maybe I'm ready to be done with Jurassic Park.
Oh, but Rebirth.
It could come out and completely change my mind, and I didn't put on my list, so you can never prove that I said it unless you made it this far in the video.
I'm pretty sure I had another one, and I just don't remember what it was now.
Indiana Jones. I think we're all hopeful that they don't make any more of those, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. I thought that they weren't making any more. What about Predator?
I imagine they do. But I mean,
after the last Predator.
Oh, Predator! I liked Prey.
Prey was great, though.
Prey was good. Prey was very good. Yes,
and
you're right.
I think Predator has enough space where you can make interesting stories that don't have to be fit into some continuity. So yeah, I'm okay with Predator.
Yeah, and look, I'll say, I'll round out some thoughts that I was thinking about as I was doing this list. Like there's a lot of franchises that have like had new life breathed into them at some point, whether through a television show or just a fresh take on the movie series. And so like, I think I don't want to put words in your guys' mouth, but I think I speak for all of us when I say it'd be great to be wrong about these because something really good and really creative and really new came out in these properties and really like invigorated the franchise. I don't see that happening, but it could, and that would be a good thing to happen. Certainly, like there, like something even like the Scream franchise. After 4, I would have been like, oh, let's never make another Scream movie. And I really enjoyed the last 2. And so it just sometimes things can turn on a dime, and just you get all it takes is someone with artistic vision to like take a property and really kind of breathe some new life into it. I thought about Star Wars. I'm like, maybe I'm just done like with Star Wars movies. Like maybe we don't need any more Star Wars movies. But somewhere out there, there's a young person who's going to write an amazing Star Wars script and just like completely reinvigorate the film franchise. The TV stuff's not bad, but it's a franchise that's in need of some like redirecting, and I hope that it finds a new path.
There you go. Well said, Charlie. All right.
I thought about that.
Well, this was fun, but let's go ahead and close this one out.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of we don't go negative on the show as often. Let people enjoy what they enjoy. And so, if you hated our choices, good. That means you're enjoying more movies out there and more franchises. It is more fun to like stuff. And speaking of likes, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and let us know what are some franchises maybe you're ready to say goodbye to in the comments, and why, if you think you'll be alive when Avatar 5 even comes out, because I'm not sure I will.
I will.
See you next time. I'm not sure I'm going to make it. James Cameron's going to be like 80 something when that comes out.
I think he already is. Bye.
The 80
Avatar 6
already?
is going to be like 98.